Let's do problem number 10. Determine whether u and v are orthogonal, parallel, or neither. So first let's go ahead and write down the vectors, and let's write them down in component form. I always find it's a little bit easier to work with things when they're in component form. So we have -7, that's the first component. It's the number in front of I hat, and then 48, good stuff. And then -1. Because we have negative k hat, so there's a -1 there. So that's our z component. And then v will be 7, and then 1, and then -1. All right, let's do the orthogonal piece first, because that's easier. So two vectors are orthogonal if when you take the dot product, you get 0. So let's see if these vectors are orthogonal. So let's see. Dot product means we basically multiply these and add them up. So 7 times -7 plus 1 times 48. So it's just these two here, plus -1 times -1. So 7 times -7 is -49. Then we have plus 48. Plus 1. Oh, so we get -49 plus 49. So it's 0. So the answer is they are orthogonal. So we don't even have to check to see if they are parallel in this case. But let's pretend that we did have to check. Let's say they were not orthogonal, so that parallel is still an option. So in this case, two vectors are parallel if this equation is true. So basically, to figure out if they're parallel, you write down this equation. So -7, 48, -1 equals c times 7, 1, -1. And if you can solve this equation for c, then they're parallel. If you don't get an answer, they're not parallel. Let's keep going. So -7, 48, -1, and this would be 7c, c, -c. So then what you would do in this case is you set the components equal to each other. So 7c is equal to -7, and then c is equal to 48, and then -c is equal to -1. So in this case, from the first equation, we get that c is -1. Here we have c is 48, and here we have c is 1. That's completely impossible, so they're not parallel, so the answer is definitely orthogonal. What would be an example of where this does work? Well, I'll just make one up. Something like this. U equals, 2, 6, 9. And then v equals, that's a bad example. How about 1, 4, 8 for our u? Trying to make one up here. And then v could be a 2, 8, 16. This would work. These are parallel because in this case, v is equal to 2 times u. Right? If you multiply each of these by 2, you get v. So v is equal to 2 times u. So that's your c. If you tried to work it out like this, you would be able to find c. I hope this video has been helpful. That's it.